it came to everything initially had transpired this final evening. It was a great PLE. It was intriguing when it came to everything initially had happened tonight. When initially the appearance of John Cena, CM Punk getting involved, and initially with Drew McIntyre's business once again. So little Easter eggs when it comes to the Judgment Day of having initial problems. We had two initial Money in the Bank winners when it came to tonight on the men's side and the women's side. It was great pandemonium when it came down to the main event. Really, truly delivered with a true chef's kiss. I enjoyed everything when it came to tonight's telecast. But let's go ahead and get into everything initially where I really enjoyed about everything starting off, kicking off. Money in the Bank. We had Trish Stratus initially come out, make her initial appearance, welcome the crowd, red hot. Then we got into the Money in the Bank, which the men's one really truly delivered. It was a lot of back and forth, a lot of high spots, moves getting arsenaled all over the place. Carmelo Hayes really into his own. Andrade really did his thing as well. LA Knight took so many bumps. The Yeet, the man of the hour when it came to Jay Uso did his thing. But initially, we had Drew McIntyre taking advantage of this initial thing of becoming the new man's Money in the Bank. And there's a big congratulations when it comes to this big man. This man truly deserves it in a really big way when it comes to Drew McIntyre. He's someone you really just really finally found his way, found his niche. This Money in the Bank match initially I give it maybe 4 out of 5 stars. It was decent. The high spots really ended up into his own. I enjoyed everything that was intriguing about this initial match, and I look forward to seeing more of it as things continue to be pushed in the near future when it comes to Money in the Bank. Initially, we had the teaser of him initially calling a shot that initially he was going for the World Championship tonight. Initially aligning when it comes to the Damian Priest and Seth Rollins match. So many things were twists and turns. Initially, they had concerns of wondering what was going to happen, as well as the notable surprise that initially happened later in the evening when it came to the men's Money in the Bank. There's so many different directions they could have went with this match. Initially, my hat was going to go for Jey Uso, but initially, Drew McIntyre ended up being the one to come off with the victory in the long run. Then we ended up having another decent match on the card. We ended up having a decent one of the Intercontinental Championship of Bronson. Big man of the hour, Braun Breaker, taking on Sami Zayn. This match was a crash and burn. Everything you initially could have asked for. This match truly delivered everything you could have asked for. Sami Zayn held his own with some notable spots and dives. This was a real hard-hitting match, but you got everything you initially got for. Braun Breaker came up short, though, initially when it came to this match. He was close to winning, but Sami Zayn ended up hitting that beautiful haluva kick to seal things away and put away the initial big man. But I give my props off to Braun Breaker for initially putting on a fantastic show, just in general, on the way how things initially was going on. Both guys really put on a true clinic, and you really got your money's worth when it came to initially everything initially had transpired. But for the most part, I'll look forward to seeing how Braun Breaker initially shaped things and seeing how things initially come about, as this is not the initial end of Braun Breaker getting his initial run and push when it comes to the Intercontinental Championship. But notably, it was a great sight of seeing the way how Sami Zayn still became valiant of overcoming another big monster in the long run. But initially, I was truly satisfied the way how things initially had ended when it came to Sami Zayn initially getting in his home country of Canada, of picking up the initial victory over the big man, and a great, fantastic match just in general. Then we got ready for the next initial match. The things initially went on when it came to a surprise little entrant, but we ended up having no other than Trish Stratus come out again, being involved with the fans, initially getting them all initially excited about initially the involvement, as initially Trish Stratus is the initial host of the initial Money in the Bank. So she initially came out, initially piped the crowd up, got them initially involved when it came to everything for the initial announcement that John Cena was going to initially be there. The crowd was red hot. They had a little fan meter going on initially, trying to get pipe it up and hype it up, but initially it fell short when it came to everything. But John Cena initially announced that he is initially setting his dates of his retirement tour of initially retirement. Some fans felt a little bit sour, but in general, he's already setting it course for Royal Rumble as well as Elimination Chamber, and then his last match is going to be a WrestleMania in Las Vegas. But I'd like to know from you guys' personal opinion how you feel about the initial situation when it comes to John Cena. He's a true legend in his business, a 16-time world champion, but initially, I'm going to be in the house when it comes to Las Vegas, and WrestleMania is going to be must-watch television just in general. Then we're going to go over to the Judgment Day clubhouse as things in the sea continue to get pushed into, as you saw the things in the sea being implemented, and the Easter egg was initially being pushed as Damian Priest wanted nobody being involved initially in Judgment Day's business. Things initially you saw, as you saw Finn Balor's initial appearance, and he said, "All right, boss." As we see the Easter egg is being planted when it comes to initial Judgment Day, splitting away from Damian Priest. Even though he is the World Heavyweight Champion, but they said he initially changed ever since he became the World Heavyweight Champion. But they didn't play any siege towards Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio tonight. They kind of was just hanging out at the clubhouse, doing their own thing, kind of just being laid back, keeping it things at ease, and things were initially was pretty much chill when it came to the initial match. Afterwards, Damian Priest initially took his championship and got ready for his initial match against Seth freaking Rollins, who's someone that he knew he truly could not sleep on. But initially, it was going to be a great match just in general. Then we got ready for that initial match for the World Heavyweight Championship of Damian Priest versus Seth Rollins. This match was a great back and forth match. Give this match maybe a 3.8 out of 5 stars. Initially, we had that nice, lovely cliffhanger of things initially had transpired later on in this initial match. But this was hard hitting as you got. You had everybody was able to hit off their signature moves. Damian Priest was able to keep things rolling with the momentum going. But the initial surprise was when they kept having little panic attacks as Drew McIntyre ended up making his way out, cashing in Money in the Bank, making his presence known. Initially tried to take things to the next level, but things initially really broke down as CM Punk initially got himself involved. End up taking a couple of share shots directly to Drew McIntyre, initially costing him the World Heavyweight Championship. And Damian Priest ended up picking up the victory after a lovely belt shot and then a Southern Heaven initially take out and initially pick up the victory. The aftermath of everything is really picked up as Seth Rollins and CM Punk had a little exchange, as Seth Rollins already told CM Punk to initially stay out of his business. As things continue to really pick up with that drama, as this I look forward to seeing how things continue to be pushed, but we know how things can initially go from there when it comes to those guys. The feud is really being set in a high gear stakes when it comes to Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre, along with CM Punk involvement. Are we going to initially have a triple threat in the near future? But I'd like to know what Seth Rollins is initially feeling. We're going to find out this following Monday and seeing where he feels in it with this whole situation. He's probably going to be pissed as hell, as well as Drew McIntyre, who initially is probably frustrated again as CM Punk initially assorted himself to cost him again another world championship opportunity, even carrying the Money in the Bank opportunity. I feel like when it comes to my own personal opinion about the Money in the Bank, it was a wasted opportunity for them to initially give it to somebody who really needed it more than Drew. Drew and CM Punk did not need the championship. I understand what they were going with the storyline, but it could have been Carmelo Hayes. It could have been Jey Uso. It could have been went to LA Knight, who really needs it right now to get that push over. Even though he's a star in his own right, he doesn't need a championship to be a star. But the star makes the championship become more prestige over time. But initially, I enjoyed the whole true flow of things, the involvement, and it kept me highly invested when it came to this initial ending, initially to the lead up to a new feuds all across the board, just in general. But I'd like to know from you guys' personal opinion, how are you feeling about this Money in Bank situation that happened with a wasted cash in and a failed attempt by Drew McIntyre to initially pick up the victory, but things went sour in a long standing way, which I'm really just highly disappointed, which they could have really make it stand out a little bit more, but they wasted the opportunity. And it makes it kind of like downgrades the Money in the Bank, just the prestige part of the Money in the Bank it doesn't really make it more notable, really make it feel like it's important. It just kind of like just became a waste of time this following year. Then we get ready for the next initial match. We had the initial Money in the Bank for the women's division. This match was great, hard hitting, a nice notable spots. Lyra Valkyria really did her thing. And initially, this match really delivered with all the ladies being involved. Chelsea Green continued to be the MVP in this match to keep us with the comedy aspect of everything that initially was going on. But initially, everything was great. I enjoyed all the spots that initially was going on in this match. Everybody was able to get off a couple of signatures. But initially, things really broke down in a really hard way. As we saw, Io was doing her thing. But initially, she was taken out a couple of times. As well as seeing Zoe Stark's doing her thing. Naomi was on top of it, being poised with a couple spots. Tiffy time really was the big transition in this match with a nice notable dive. And then Naomi's spot when she did that notable split, which I really enjoyed. But in overall, we ended up having Tiffany Stratton end up winning the Money in the Bank, and it was a great match. Just seeing how things initially had transpired, it was a big congratulations to Tiffany Stratton as she's nearly come a long way, and that was my hot pick to be the women's Money in the Bank. It felt like it was worth it. It's on her now. She's gonna take her sweet time to get that big cash in win in the near future. But when it comes to all the competitors that was initially involved, including Zoe Starks, as well when it comes to um, Lyra Valkyria, as well as Chelsea Green and Naomi, hey, these ladies really put it out there. And Io Sky did her thing as well. But initially, I look forward to seeing these ladies continue to keep the momentum going and this put on great action each and every single week after Money in the Bank. Let's get into the next initial match as things initially broke down when it came to a great main event. We ended up having the six-man tag team action of Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, and American Nightmare Cody Rhodes taking on the new bloodline, the new regime under Solo Sikoa, Tamatanga, and the Samoan Werewolf, that big man, Jacob Fatu. Things really was smash mouth straight to the point. I enjoyed everything about this initial match. You got your money's worth. You got the initial action that was initially going on. This match really put on a real showcase, and I enjoyed everything about this initial match when it came to everything that she went on. So Solo continued to be the poster's tribal chief. This match was cutthroat when it came to the initial Samoan Dynasty controlling majority of this match. Jacob Fatu was in his own. The little notable spot was in Tongaloa initially. Looked like he got a concussion, but he was able to bounce back a little bit, but had a little boss spot when he was trying to hit a low blow initially on Randy Orton, but initially was able to deliver it. But things was smash mouth, hard hitting all across the board. Kevin Owens was getting the majority of the beatdown in this match. They was cutting off the ring majority of this match. Cody Rhodes initially got the hot tag, nearly took out everybody, got himself involved in this match. But things initially broke down when he hit the crossroads, was trying to go for the trio trifect. They were trying to go for the triple powerbomb on Solo, but Jacob Fatu continued to be that monster plan and taking them all out. But initially, Kevin Owens initially was the one to take out not Solo, but Jacob Fatu temporarily. But things initially broke down as Solo ended up picking up the victory after it seemed like it was the same situation once again as the Bloodline ended up picking up a notable victory, and it's the Solo Sikoa picked up the victory over the WWE Undisputed Champion just in general. The storylines continue to play out as we saw the Easter egg of Randy Orton look like he wants a shot at the title as well, and Kevin Owens, he's still gonna be still this outstanding feud with Jacob Fatu, which I look forward to seeing that match at SummerSlam. Jacob Fatu continued to be the MVP of that initial new Bloodline regime of 2.0. Things were really great just in this match. I give this match maybe a 4 out of 5 stars. This whole entire pay-per-view was decent. I give this pay-per-view maybe a 4.2. Could have been better, but initially, what could have done better with the storyline? But in general, I enjoy every aspect of everything, how things initially transpired. But chime down in the comments and let me know how you feel about this initial pro wrestling pay-per-view of this PLE. Until the next episode, I'll catch you guys later. Y'all be safe, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.